This is a really cool laptop. It has a number of cool features. I have a chance to play with it for several days, and after that, I decided to return it. Let me explain why. Hello, I'm Dr. Sam, this is Dr. Sam's Health, and today I would like to have a very brief video which will be a quick review, second opinion on this wonderful laptop that I purchased a couple of weeks ago. I've already made an unboxing video several days ago, and I had several days to play with it and just to try to understand how it works. I believe that it's a great laptop. It's MSI Summit Flip 13-inch 2-in-1. I've got this interest for 2-in-1 laptops, and that's another one that I purchased and I'm going to return. Once again, great laptop, but it has quite a few little things that I don't like about it, enough to return it. And before I go on with the actual review, I actually believe that I had enough time to review the basics of this machine. My regular disclaimers. First, I'm a medical doctor, but I'm not providing any medical advice on my YouTube channel, on my website, drsamshealth.com. Check it out. I provide my own opinions. They are not sponsored. They are not influenced by anybody. I did not get this copy of the laptop from MSI. I purchased it from Memory Express Canada. And by the way, I want to say thank you to Memory Express for delivering it quite fast, for good service, and for willing to take it back because I simply didn't like it. I think it's fair. And the last thing is, again, my opinions do not represent the opinions of my colleges, universities, and so on. Let's get to the review part. As I said, I had this laptop for several days. I really wanted to use it as my major driver, but it turned out that it has quite a few little things that do not allow me to keep it, pretty much. So I was talking about having a great laptop that would be lightweight, 2-in-1, reliable, premium, with good memory, good storage, 11th gen processor, Intel. For some reason I like Intel. And on paper this machine actually fit the bill, and it has good screen aspect ratio, 16:10, and they even played with aesthetics and said that it's like golden ratio, 16:10 is 1.6, and so on. Fibonacci, Leonardo da Vinci, all these great thinkers were thinking about golden ratio. I really liked it, but I will go over pretty much everything. The really good things are that this laptop is actually lighter than expected. They promised 1.35 kilos, it's 1.3. I actually weighed it, which is great, but at the same time it still feels quite heavy. And I tried reading off it, like when lying in a bed or sitting in a chair, and I catch myself like sitting with this laptop on my chest. And I don't think that's exactly how it's meant to be used, but it is kind of an okay parameter. I kind of expected it, so I cannot really blame them for that. They actually over-delivered. The laptop exceeded expectations in terms of its weight, but there are a couple of ergonomic issues. First of all, this side you can likely, I hope you can see it. I will bring it a little bit closer. So these ports here, or slits for ventilation, they have like sharp edges, and when you hold it with your hand, you always feel like you're about to cut yourself. And it is a minor thing. Obviously, I haven't cut myself, but it is a little bit problematic, right? Just this level of discomfort, I don't think it's acceptable. The next thing is that since these vents are here and here, this laptop warms up, and I had quite a few moments. First of all, when you hold it like this, you are blocking some of them, and obviously you can use another side, but when you are flipping it over, by the way, you are automatically pretty much block most of the vents in the central part of it, or on the back of it, and what you have left is this side, which feels like the side where you should hold it so that you don't squeeze the other one, and the air goes literally through your fingers, and it gets a little bit hot. Actually, when I just unboxed it, it was a little bit hot. I mean, when I just started operating it. Then I had a couple of moments when it got a little bit uncomfortably hot. Not the end of the day, not a deal breaker, but it adds up. Okay, it's like death by thousand cuts. The next thing is the corners. They're actually also very sharp, and that's also problematic because like I just actually, the reason why I recalled that was just because I tried to hold it like this and it was like wedging into my palm, and I do not like it. Since I'm on this side of the laptop, let's take a look at controls here. So obviously we've got touchpad. Touchpad is okay. It's relatively nice. I believe that it could have been much larger if they have moved keyboard up, but to be honest, I'm not a big fan of touchpads. Actually, after using several Asuses, each one of them had an absolutely crazy touchpad that lived its own life. But this one is a little bit of unusual shape, and it could be better. It has fingerprint. I would say it works great, but by default it doesn't use it for some reason, and actually it doesn't start by default. Like I opened it and I would expect it to start. I had quite a few laptops, like 2-in-1s, and most of them, if you just like type something on the keyboard, click some buttons, they would start. This one doesn't. So you actually have to click the power button, and then it starts. And you can watch, I just clicked it, it's been only 3 seconds, how long it takes for it to start. I remember I had this MacBook Air, and it took it like split seconds to start. Literally, you open it, it's already ready to work. This one, it takes like this 2, 3, 4 seconds, and this several seconds actually play a huge difference for a busy but at the same time creative professional, which I consider myself to be. So what happens is you got an idea, you're running around doing some stuff, and then you got an idea and you want to somehow type it in. So you got your laptop, you open it, and while it is starting, you kind of lose your mojo. And this will sound like a super idiotic reason for not writing down your ideas and not to use this laptop. And it is not the main reason, of course. But I must say that I have had so many moments when I was so happy with MacBook Air in this respect. You just like open and you're ready to work. And with these devices, actually I think it's the problem of all Windows operated laptops. It's not an instant on, and this not instant on can actually affect your motivation to do things. Sound is fine. I don't expect much from a laptop like that. Design in general, I don't know, it feels a little bit kind of outdated, bulky, whereas I know for sure it isn't. It's relatively thin. It's a well-designed laptop, Intel approved. A couple of other things is obviously, since it's so it has certain thickness to it. Writing on it is not convenient because of the edge, by the way, sharp edge of the laptop actually like kind of hitting your palm or your wrist, and it's uncomfortable. And speaking of writing, the pen feels great in your hand, but as I have experienced it in my unboxing video, when you try writing, it doesn't always register the pen touches, and at the same time it almost always registers your hand, and that's obviously not a good thing. Last but not the least, actually not the last thing, I hope you can see the smudges, right? I have owned quite a few laptops, and I specifically didn't wipe it, but this one looks like it attracts smudges and dust. One important thing, and one of the key items that I had, is the screen and screen aspect ratio, which I said was great, and I will still say it. And I tried reading some stuff, and something was bothering me. I actually am not even sure what exactly it was initially, but then I realized that this resolution is not acceptable. I have owned at least 5 2-in-1s, and in 2021 I realized that 1080p is not good enough for a laptop. I'm guilty, because I've been saying that who cares for 4K screen on laptops of 13 inches with like such a small diagonal size, but I could tell the difference, and this difference is almost subliminal. You do not really register it until you realize that something is happening. It's bright. It's I think it's actually technically glossy, but it does not reflect as much light as some of the other devices like Microsoft Surface or HP Spectre. That was like a mirror. If you turn it off, you can literally, if I were to do my makeup, I could use it as a mirror. This one is way less glossy, but the main issue is obviously the resolution. 1200 by 1920 is absolutely not enough, and I could see the grains, and it literally looked like something that was made, I don't know, 10 years ago, and I really did not appreciate it. Actually, I came to Canada with 15-inch laptop in 2008 that had 1080p resolution, and it pretty much reminded me of that. So that's one thing, and I would say it's almost the main thing for me, because I just realized if I'm going to use it as a main reader device, it's too heavy, and it's actually a little bit too slow. Hard to explain what exactly is happening, but especially if you're playing some online videos, it would freeze for a second, then freeze again, and the last thing, this is definitely the last thing, I feel that it has one more inconvenience, which is, I think, the problem. It is the problem of all Microsoft laptops, and I think I've mentioned it in an unboxing video. You know, when you flip it over, it has pretty... Now it opened, by the way. I literally didn't do anything different, but now it opened without pressing the button. But okay, it recognized me often. It has very narrow bezels, and because of that, and Windows interface, I don't think is designed for devices like this, for tablets. You almost invariably click something, and also the switching from side to side, it doesn't adjust well or fast. Like, for example, you could see it, right? It took like couple of seconds for it to do it. It's not going smoothly, and actually I just came up with the pretty much appropriate definition of the problem. It's not a smoothly operating laptop. There is no finesse or smoothness, and because of that it kind of loses its charm for me. So having said that, I think I have reviewed everything that I tried and experienced with this laptop. Sound is fine. The screen is good, but not enough. Inputs. Oh, by the way, I didn't mention keyboard. Keyboard feels odd. I tried working with this. I tried typing stuff on it, and I lose like 50% of my typing speed, and I make lots of different mistakes. It was almost a Freudian slip when I said spit. I'm trying to spit out a lot of words, but the speed is too low. I think I'm just looking at the list of the things I made a little bit of a script for myself. Yeah, I think that's it. Once again, my overall conclusion or verdict, if you will, is actually it's a great laptop, but I would say I would recommend buying it for like 1,000 US, 1,400 Canadian tops. I don't think it's worth like business application, and actually I think I will return to my Lenovo, my workplace issued Lenovo X1 Carbon, though it has its own not issues, but it's far from my ideal laptop still, but this one didn't cut it. So that's it for today. And once again, thank you to Memory Express Canada for being such nice people and taking it back. I'm gonna pack it tonight and send it to them tomorrow. Again, it's not an advertisement, just gratitude as a customer. Good customer care. So I'm done for today. I actually have a very busy day tomorrow. I had a busy day today. Tomorrow will be even busier, and I have an on-call shift, so I have to wrap up this video, post everything tonight, hopefully, and finish this MSI laptop story and focus on some cool things that I want to talk about, which would be some nutritional stuff, exercise stuff. I've got a couple of plans already on my mind. So if you like my videos of all sorts, hit like and subscribe button, hit the notification bell, check out my website, drsamshealth.com. I've got my blog there, some tools, and I've got some ideas what to develop further there. And of course, if you have some ideas in terms of what you would like to talk to me about, please let me know. Send me a message, leave a comment, like my videos, of course, and I hope to see you soon in my next video, and thank you for watching. All the very, very best.